Hi everyone, most of us like to progress and I'm a big believer in progress, not perfection. That's why I use hashtag perfectly imperfect. Live videos are perfectly imperfect. You get the raw, real me and you also get the cat purring wherever she is. But I want to talk about tracking progress in life, business and health and fitness, because when it comes to health and fitness especially, I've just finished teaching a belly dance class. And actually, because I juggle lots of jobs, as you know, when I teach, people often want to like lose weight or they want to, like check their measurements and they want to do certain things. And whilst it's all good for different people to have certain goals and we all need them to adopt a healthy lifestyle, hey everyone watching, I really have some different ways to track progress that I think may help, because once we're tracking progress, which is true to our holistic health, our holistic well-being, and when I talk about holistic health, I mean work, life, family, home, business, health, fitness, everything, because it's really important, because often we feel like, oh, we're not progressing, or we get a setback and we feel like we've gone 1,000 steps backwards rather than progressing. And actually often we are progressing. So this morning is an example. When I was teaching belly dance at home with a student, and I said, oh, how are you feeling now? And she was like, oh, just the same. And I was like, the same as last week or the same as this morning? She's like, well, I feel better now I've danced. And I've still got a few issues in life, as we all will. But she said, but for once I feel like I'm within my body now, and that I actually feel more confident. I actually want to like go out more. I actually want to like look after myself. I had another student saying that they'd put on some makeup and they hadn't before. It was the self-care thing. So the fact that they've had the confidence, now they feel stronger and fitter through dance and through doing some exercising. And it's really important to track progress in terms of how things make you feel, as well as how far you've come. So I'd check in each week with yourself. Keep a journal about how you feel each week in yourself. So that's in your mind and your body and in your life, because often we all look at progression as just like arbitrary numbers, and actually there's so many different like signs of progression than just arbitrary numbers. Yes, some of us want to track our measurements or our weight, and if that's what's right to you, thank you. If that's what's right to you, then that's fine. But also I'd say check how you're feeling as well, and how you're not just feeling in a situation, but how you're dealing with a situation. So for me, I know that sometimes, obviously I'm human, I make lots of mistakes, but I get down, but then I get up again a lot faster because I'm building my resilience. So I track on how I deal with a situation. It might not always be in the best way, but then I reflect on it and I get over it a lot quicker than I did in the past. Whereas if I was just beating myself up in a negative mindset, I'd think, oh, well, you've got down again about a situation, you should be fine now. So there's so many ways we can track progression. I also really recommend having an accountability buddy or a group. I have the Squats and Sparkles group, as you know, on Facebook. That's free to join. But where you track in, so you check in on a Monday and a Friday, you set your goals on a Monday, check in on a Friday how you got on, and then Monday we set our goals again. And knowing that people are accountable and they're going to be asking you how you got on, really helps your mindset. Even if it's just a friend, or you might hire a life coach, personal trainer, mindset coach, whoever it is, to be able to actually help you track and progress your goals, because it depends what your goals are. And so it's really important to identify your own personal goals, because we can reach all the numbers on the chart that we want, but if we don't feel good in mind, body and life, then yeah, those numbers may help in terms of our physical health. But for me, I think it's so important to help with our mental health, and also to feel accomplished, that we're always growing and we're always on to the next step. So there's so many like markers of progress, because whilst we I'll have lots of other groups that are for men and women. Squats and Sparkles is a women's only health club, but I've got some new mind and body coaching sessions coming out soon, so do comment below or message me on social, and that's targeted, there's like at men, and it's targeted at women as well, especially ones who run their own business or are leaders in a certain field. But it's really important to look at your progression and what's important to you, but actually what's really important in life as well, because we can reach the ideal weight or we can reach whatever we think, but if our mindset doesn't catch up with us, then yeah, well, once we feel physically stronger, I do think you feel better in yourself. But you want to also be training your mind as well. And it's not to overwhelm you, it's more to like look at how far you've come. That's why the quote is, only look back to see how far you've come, not to kind of dwell on the past, because we're always moving forward. So whilst we might make the mistakes still, it's probably not going to be as bad as it was in the past. And actually it's looking at, okay, so we might have still not dealt with a situation how we wanted, or we might not still be working how we want or balancing things, but maybe we've done really well at earning more money, or we've done really well at focusing on our health and fitness. But then we can look at, okay, there's still things out of balance, so now I'm going to focus on that next bit. And it's a constant chart of progression, and it can just be literally a weekly check-in with yourself in a journal. I've got some mood board planners as well. You can comment below if you're interested in them. And it's just going, okay, so we're going to go on to the next step, on to the next step. And I'd love to know how you currently track your progress, because my thing is, I don't want you to beat yourself up if you feel like you're not progressing, because actually you probably are, as long as you're putting yourself into situations that are good for you in your mind and body. Think about your holistic health and your holistic well-being, and that really will help you feel like you're progressing. And I think having that positive mindset, surrounding yourself by cheerleaders and positive people who'll lift you through the good times and the bad, will really help you to continue to progress. And it's having not that idea of perfection that we all strive for sometimes. It's actually saying, well, life is always going to be perfectly imperfect. I am human, I am perfectly imperfect. But what I will strive each day is to grow a little more. So track your growth and just to think how far you've come. And so even if it's week to week saying, oh, well, actually, I've managed to have a bath this week, because that's just a basic self-care. And when we feel mentally drained, sometimes simple things can be really challenging. So it can be, thank you. So it can be simple things like that to see how far we've come. And it's like my student this morning teaching belly dance, and I do a lot of feel-good dance fitness and feel-good fitness because I'm all about the mindset as well. Knowing that she came to the class, it was online, in a different outfit, because she actually felt more comfortable in her skin, right? I don't always notice people's like body shapes, because I just teach them dance and movement, and I really focus on the movements, not actually like the shape of someone's body. But for me, it's the fact that her confidence is building and that she feels more confident in her own skin. And this woman is nearly 80 years old. So she's a good lesson to us all that no matter what age, what situation you come from, there is always room for growth, and that we all need direction. We all need to like progress a bit further, and sometimes we need to track that or have people around us in place, professionals that can show us how far we're going, to change our mindset and to keep positive and keep happy. So I hope those little tips help, but for me it's really about progressing in feeling good in mind, body and life. Like, we'll all have challenges. Do you know, sometimes you've got to cry it out, sometimes you've got to work it out, sometimes you've got to just deal with certain situations, and life does throw challenges. But remember, life is a journey, not a destination. And whilst we're always focusing on this end destination, if we don't feel good in ourselves, in our lives right now, well then changes need to be made, because we want to always feel like we're progressing and that each day we're growing and we're getting better and better. Sometimes you've got to eat cake, eating cake. Yeah, you can also eat cake as well. That, for me, for example, would be a good progression. As someone who's had eating disorders in the past, there's certain foods that may still be no foods to me. So what might be a progression, for example, for me, would not be for someone else who's wanting to go on some kind of like healthy food plan, whereas I'm the opposite, coming from the opposite spectrum. So that's why progression and feeling good is so unique and so individual to the person, to the life, the challenges you're facing. But there is always hope, and now is the time more than ever to just reflect and think the only constant is change. We know that much, so we're going to take positive control of our lives and look how far we've come. We all make mistakes. I'm making loads of mistakes all the time. I try not to, but inevitably all these mistakes and failures are the condiment to success. I always say that the failures are your stepping stones to success, because I really believe that's how we grow, unfortunately. As much as it's not always great for my ego, it does actually build me deeper as a person to keep growing and keep shining. So sending you all so much peace, so much love, and so many shimmies. You can chat to me on social media. I'm now actually at The Sparkle Coach, because I've been doing mind, body and social media training for lots of different people that I've been loving, and I've found a new joy in lockdown doing so much fitness for your mind, your body, and also helping people online and in the media, as that's what I love as a trained journalist and dancer, and also passionate person about mental health. Is putting everything together and being in one sparkly box. I'm very unique, and so are you. We're all perfectly imperfect. So again, peace, love and shimmies. See you later. Bye. Thanks for joining in.